Welcome back, everybody. Uh, for those of you who saw my previous video, you'll know that when the 3.0 Age of Sorcery update hit, it made everything invisible. Literally the day I was going to make an update to show off my new build, it was gone. But it's back now, so... Oops. So what I'm wearing right here is my Yamatai costume. And this is my first Yamatai Abyss for... I normally run Mitra, but I read someplace that Mitra and Yog have very similar skills, so I wanted to see which one, or very similar in-game effects, so I wanted to see which one was better. And it turns out, I mean, visually I like the Mitra stuff better, you know, in terms of like the temples and whatnot, but the Yogite gear and spells and effects are just so much better. But anyway, so this build was based on a Japanese courtyard house, and I'm forgetting what it is called off the top of my head right now. I worked out all the placements, and even though it's not as big as I had originally designed it to, or intended it to be, it turns out it's probably a good thing, because this was plenty big. So right in here we have my warehouse. For those familiar with the traditional courtyard designs, the door isn't meant to come in over there. It's actually meant to come in probably right about here, but for whatever reason wouldn't let me build in that direction any further, so I had to adjust. In here is my kind of catch-all, where my tannery, carpentry, casting stuff, basically stuff that there isn't enough stuff to decorate and make it a room in and of itself. Although I'm half tempted to move this into my sorcery room, which I'll show you here shortly. So let's go into the blacksmith. Over here I've got my blacksmith shop. I've been working on my decoration skills, trying to make things look more functional, or more lived in and used. So you got tinker's shop, you got armorer's bench, and you'll notice there's scrolls and books placed everywhere, notes, just in an attempt to make it look like there are blueprints and plans and whatnot laying all over the place. Over here you got the blacksmith's bench. Of course you have to have a grinder. And out here you got my furnace. I normally prefer the heat efficient ones, or not heat efficient, yeah, the tall ones, the ones that make the flame, the wood last longer. I'm blanking on what it's called off the top of my head, but it didn't look right for this build, so I went with the heat efficient, which cranks them out faster but burns through wood a little bit faster. This is a neat little design. Basically what you do is you put a this is an Aquilian brazier. You place it on a level below, then you do a hatch and a hatch door, reinforced, so it's got the iron grate look to it, and it should work with just about any brazier. I use the Aquilian because it makes it look fuller. So anyway, on into the kitchen. I'm probably going to redesign some of this stuff because, like, this I could see potentially being used this way in real life. But you get over to this one, and that just, I don't really see that being something that people would tolerate in real life. So this wall will probably go away, that angled wall. So you got stove with stuff on it, cookbooks and whatnot, and of course storage up above, various wine racks. Got the fridge setups over here, the dryer. For the campfire, I've got a large campfire sitting on top of 2 stage pieces, which raises it up off the ground a little bit. So then boxing it in completely changes the look of it, I think. It'd probably have a better effect if I had it dimmer in here, but I don't know. I'll probably still tinker around with that a little bit. So next we're going to run back across. In the Japanese courtyard house that I was using, that I based this off of, there were actually trees over here. Unfortunately, there were no trees here for me to work with, and the decorative planters just don't look right. They're not big enough for the design. Alright, so anyway, in here we have my fire bowl. Again, made an attempt to make it look more used. Various pots and cauldrons and whatnot. And here in the middle, we've got the throne room, which is not finished yet in terms of decoration. But I've got started. One of these days I'll finish it. I got sucked into the sorcery stuff, so I kind of backed off the decorating for a little bit. Then here, which I'm still planning on putting up some banners here. But this is my banquet hall. Alright, so in here we have the alchemist bench. Don't really have much else in here. A few things here or there to try and make it look a little bit more used, but one of these days I'll put like some crates in here or something, so I don't have to run all the way to the warehouse for every little thing. Like I said before, normally I do Mitra, which is my other settlement. I've got 2 other Mitra stations, which is kind of redundant, I guess, but they're far enough apart that it's more convenient that way, I guess. In here is the start of my sorcery room. I don't have a lot of stuff built for it yet, but I will eventually. The teleport room will go outside by Yogg's abyss. Let's see here. In here, I will probably end up filling this up with like trophies or displays or whatnot. I've cleared out all the oh god, what the hell are they called? The refuges and all that. Sanctuaries, vaults, elder vaults. There we go. That's the word I was looking for. I've cleared out all the elder vaults, so I've got all the trophies and stuff that I can put up. In here, got the main residence. Basically a meeting room for me and my top generals. Not that I actually have any, because this is single player, but still. Got the tools of Mitra and the tools of Yogg. See what I mean about the Mitra stuff? Just looks more streamlined. I like it better, but the same goes with their temples. The temples I think are better looking, but Yogg's, like the effects of the feast and stuff like that, it's just more potent. So your handful of legendaries, which I've got more I would need to put on racks. Because I hadn't started messing with Yogg yet when I built this place. I decided to display Set's tongue separately because Set is Mitra's enemy in Conan. That's not there so much to display it as it is just for ease of usage. It's just easier to go in and swap a weapon for it when I'm doing building. This is my storage area. Everything from down this end I've got like gold and silver and stuff for summoning storms. Religious clothing. Here's what the Mitra stuff looks like for those curious. Oops, wrong button. There you go. This is what the character would look like wearing, what the character looks like wearing the Mitra stuff. But anyway, so yeah, this is just random stuff. Here's the armor I normally wear when I go dungeon crawling, which I think you've probably seen in other videos. It doesn't look like it, but it's actually colored green. Or at least I use green dyes on it, so it should be green. Not an expert. I don't see color all that well. So, and in here we have my bedroom, which I cribbed this design off of Pixel Cave, who I will link below. I changed some things because their build was in exiled lands, which meant they had access to things, statues and stuff that you can't get in Isle of Siptah, which is where this is. Plus I changed a few things for personal preference. But if you're trying to figure out, like, I'm horrible at doing the interior stuff. It's been a huge help for me, for helping look at things in a different way, I guess. Then you step outside here, because of course I love my balconies. I gotta have my balconies. There's my Abyss of Yogg. I will probably put the portal somewhere just on the other side of the Abyss of Yogg there. So we come out here. We got more shipwrecks. Nice oceanic view when it's not storming. Then over here I have, this is probably my biggest frustration of this build. For whatever reason, it will not let me put down a ceiling tile there. I don't know why. I can't go out any further than this because down there it gets into a no build area. This is where the somewhere in here is where the main entrance was originally supposed to be in the design, but because it won't let me do it, I had to move it. But it won't. Frustration. Makes sense. So yeah, there's oh, here, I know what I should do. I was about to sign off, but we're going to go for a quick fly around. Go into first person mode. Oh shit. I forgot to turn on, actually forgot to turn on fly. Oh, glutton for punishment. When you guys are building, let me show you what I did here. When you get into these, Fast Healer is 1,000 times better than Resurgent. Ignore Resurgent, it's garbage right now. Glutton for Punishment is far better than Last Stand. Because Last Stand is when it says a short time, it means like 15 seconds. Glutton Punishment also lasts for 15 seconds, but it heals you. All you have to do is keep dodging for 15 seconds, and it will heal you. So, Resurgence is basically worthless. Last Stand is basically worthless. Ignore them. You come down here to Expertise. I got this mostly because I like my Beast of Burden. I've always been kind of a mule character. Efficient Harvest versus Careful Harvest. Careful Harvest is better in the long run. Efficient Harvest is like if you're really in a hurry. But Careful Harvest, if you do as much farming as I do, it is much more useful. And then you get down into Beast of Burden. Beast of Burden versus Structural Integrity is kind of a toss-up. I went with Beast of Burden just because I don't like being encumbered ever. But the Structural Integrity boost would have been nice too. That might have allowed me to fill that one spot that I can't fill for whatever reason. Then up here in Strength, Second Skin versus Combo Master. Finishers deal 20% more damage. It's okay, but Second Skin allows you to carry more, which, I mean, once you have Beast of Burden, that doesn't matter as much. But it also affects how fast your stamina drains, I think. Then you get into Blood Mad Berserker and Crushing Swings. Both of them are good, but I found Crushing Swings to be better for my playstyle, just because you no longer get staggered, well, no, that's not true. You still stagger, but you no longer rebound off of shields. And when you do stagger somebody, that effect is longer. The Blood Mad Berserker is where you can't get staggered or knocked down, but you have to be almost dead in order for that to happen. And I prefer not to get to that point. So, yeah. In case you're curious, these are my stats for this character. Admittedly, this isn't the armor I typically wear to go dungeon crawling with. I usually wear it when I'm building because it's lighter. Let's see here. Fly. There we go. Ooh, and you get the view at night too. These are the Aquilian Braziers. The ones I use for the interior, or the underground campfires. So, yeah, here's my warehouse and my catch-all. Here's my kitchen. What do you got? That's alchemy. That's sorcery. Main residence. Trophy hall. Why can I never remember what's in you? It's not alchemy, it's the other one. Fireball. There we go. Got the fireball. Blacksmith. I don't know. Considering I basically just found a blueprint online and figured it out from there, I think it turned out pretty good. Especially considering my relatively low building skills. So, yeah, that was that. Happy to report everything came out. Oh, and people are curious about where to find the sorcery in Isle of Siptah. If you don't want to know, stop the video here, because that's all that's left in this video, is I'm going to show you where to find the sorcery. For those of you that are still here, here's where my build is? Right down here. I came in here just looking for a sorcerer to drop a map. When I opened the map, it literally led right back to here. It's actually down on the water side. It's a cave on the bank of the river, right down here. Yeah, it's identical to the cave in Exiled Lands. Once you're in there, everything else is the same. That's the only difference. I haven't seen any place online saying where it is, so I will post it in the description down below. Thanks for stopping in.